In this video, we're going to learn how to complete SIMBook assignments. Now that includes assignments that are called SIMBooks, and it also includes assignments that are called lessons, which are also SIMBooks, but they're just presented in a different way. Let's get started. Here I am at our Canvas course site, and as you can see, I'm in the modules section, and I've scrolled down, and here's my Windows and File Management lesson. And then a little bit further, here's our Word Chapter 1 SIMBook. Let's see what happens when we open those up. When I click on the Windows and File Management lesson, it brings me to a SIMnet summary screen for the assignment that looks like this. Here in the middle, we have our blue button that says Take Lesson. Now that orange button will not be visible to you from the student perspective. That's an instructor button, but everything else you see on the screen will pretty well look the same. If we open up our Word Chapter 1 SIMBook assignment, it'll bring us to another summary screen here in SIMnet. And once again, there will be a blue button in the middle. It will say Open SIMBook. Once again, you won't see the orange button. That's an instructor button. But again, everything else will look pretty well the same. Let's take a look at some of the features of these summary screens. If I come back here to our Windows and File Management lesson, in addition to the blue button in the middle, I have some dates up here on the upper right. We have the start date of the assignment. That's when it became available to be worked on. We have the all-important due date. That's when it needs to be submitted in order to gain credit for it. And then we have the end date, which may or may not be the same as the due date, depending upon how it was set up. If we move over here to the left, you can see your progress indicator for this lesson. As you can see, I've completed 0% at this point. I haven't completed any tasks yet. And it also shows that I have 33 tasks that need to be completed in order to gain full credit for this assignment. Now, 33 tasks sounds like a lot, but it turns out that they go rather quickly, and we'll show you how that works in just a short bit. Now, scrolling down further on this summary page, you can see each of the different pages associated with this chapter. Remember that your lessons and your SIMBooks are your online textbooks. So these are the pages of the textbook. And as you can see, this particular lesson has 33 pages. And each of those pages, if we look at this tasks column over here on the right, each of these pages has one task each in order to be completed. Do all 33 of them, and you gain full credit for the assignment. Let's take a look at what those tasks look like. We can jump to each individual page using this summary screen if we want, or I'll demonstrate how we do it in order. So I'm going to click on the blue Take Lesson button in the middle, and it's going to bring us into our online textbook, and this is the first page of this particular lesson, Getting Started with Windows 10. You navigate through the pages by scrolling down in order to read and learn the content, and then there are left and right buttons that proceed you through each page. So we'll click on this right button and it jumps us to the next page. And then if we click on the right button again, it moves us to the next page. And if we want to move backwards and go back a page, we can click on the left button here. So the left and right buttons navigate through forward and backwards. Now, in order to complete the tasks, what you're looking for on each page is a block of colored boxes that say Show Me, Guide Me, and Let Me Try. And this is how they work. The Show Me is going to be a short video presentation that demonstrates the concept that has been described to you in the text on that page. So if I click on the Show Me, here's what it looks like. We get a video prompt, and when we click play on the video,
to pin an app to the Start menu, first click the Start button in the lower left corner of the screen to display the Start menu. Right-click an app name and select Pin to Start. A tile for the app now appears on the right side of the Start menu.
and that's what a Show Me looks like. It's a short video. Now here's what the Guide Me is about. When we click on the Guide Me, what it's going to do is it's going to walk us through step by step what the Show Me video just illustrated to us. Here we go. When I click on Guide Me, the first step says click the Start button. And if I wasn't sure what the Start button was, I can click Show Hint, and it will show me a hint, and there's the Start button. So we'll go ahead and click the Start button. And when we do that first step, it says, great, you've gotten it correct. Let's move on to the next step. The next step says right-click the Word app. And here's the Word app. I could use the hint if I didn't know where it was. But I'm going to make a mistake here. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. When you click the wrong thing, it will give you a red light and it will explain to you, you are incorrect. Here's what you need to click. So we'll go ahead and click continue. And now this time I will right-click what I needed to, which was the Word app. And it tells me I'm correct, advance to the next step. Now the final step here is click pin to start. So here's the pin to start. And again, if I wasn't sure about that, I could click show hint and it'll highlight it for me. We'll turn that off. And then I'll click pin to start. And I've successfully completed the guide me. You'll notice that's leaving check marks as I complete each of those steps. Now the let me try is the essential step. The let me try is what gives me credit for completing the task. So let's go to the let me try, and what that does is it asks me to complete the task, but it doesn't give me all that descriptive information. So if I click let me try, it's just asking me to pin the Word app to the start menu. It's not giving it to me step by step. But the good news is that if I'm not sure, I can do the show hint, and it'll give me a hint. Click the start button, right-click the Word app, and click pin to start. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll do a click on start. We'll do a right-click on Word. And I'll click the wrong thing. And when I do that, it tells me that I'm incorrect. So let's come back and let's try and get it right. So we'll click the start button. We'll right-click the Word app. We'll do pin to start. And I've successfully completed the let me try. And now I've got a check mark on the let me try, and I've completed that task. So how do we know how it keeps track of all the tasks that I've completed? Well, I'm going to click this button here on the upper right, exit the book, and then it's going to come back to the summary screen. And sure enough, on this third page of the chapter, it's showing me that I've completed one of the tasks on that page, and I have a check mark for completed. And here in the progress indicator, it's showing that I'm now 3% complete. I've completed one of the 33 tasks in that chapter. And that's basically how it works. Now, obviously, you've figured out by now that since the let me try is what gives you credit for completing the task, you can save time by just going straight to the let me tries and doing them that way if you're confident that you can complete them without the show me and without the guide me. So let's go to another page and take a look at that. I'm going to go directly to the fourth page here, and I'm going to jump right to the let me try. From the taskbar, display the open Word button. Okay, so here it is down at the bottom. And I've successfully completed that let me try. It's a single step. And when I click close, we've got it checked off. And when I come back to the summary screen, sure enough, there it is. It's completed. And now I've completed 2 out of the 33 tasks. So you can save time by jumping straight to the let me tries if you want. Once you've completed all of them, all 33, you basically get 100 on the assignment, and you're done with that lesson. Now let's see what a SIMBook assignment looks like. So we're going to come over here to our Word Chapter 1 SIMBook. And again, you'll recall we have the blue button in the middle, and there are our dates, and there's our progress indicator. Looks like this SIMBook has 20 tasks that need to be completed, but it's going to look a little bit different. If we scroll down and look at the tasks column, this time we have some pages that have none for the tasks, and then we have other pages that have more than one task on each page. What this means is that in order to complete your 20 tasks and gain full credit for the assignment, we need to go to the pages that have numbers on the tasks. If a page has none for the tasks, that means that it's an optional page and you don't have to complete it in order to get credit. Now, of course, you can certainly go through those pages. It's an online textbook and you can work to master the material. But as far as getting credit for the assignment, you're basically only looking for pages that have a number of tasks on them. So if we scroll down, you can see that we have a page here that has 3 tasks, another one that has 3. Here's one that has 4. Here's one that has only 1 task. And if we scroll further, a bunch of different pages that have no tasks for credit. So there's a whole bunch of optional material in each chapter of a SIMBook that you can choose to take a look at and do if you wish, but it's not required in order to get credit for completing the SIMBook assignment. Let's take a look at what these pages look like in a SIMBook. So I'm going to jump right here to this page 1-1 that has 3 tasks. And you'll notice that it looks a little bit different from what we saw in the Windows and File Management lesson. The block of Show Me, Guide Me, and Let Me Try is not up here in the upper left. So where is it? If we scroll down on this page, you can see that we've got content that you need to read and learn, and then there's the first block, Show Me, Guide Me, and Let Me Try. If we scroll further, here's some more content, and then we continue, and there's the second block, Show Me, Guide Me, Let Me Try. And then finally we keep going, and here's the third block, Show Me, Guide Me, and Let Me Try. You'll also notice that some blocks of content do not have a block of tasks that need to be completed, and that's important to keep in mind. So let's take a look at what these Show Me, Guide Me's, and Let Me Tries look like in a SIMBook. They look pretty much the same as they did in that file management lesson. So I'm going to click on the Let Me Try for this one. Save a file to the Documents folder on the computer and give the file this name. All right, so if I'm not sure how to do that, I have a couple of options. I can use the Show Hint, or I can go back and I can do the Show Me and or the Guide Me if I wish. I'm going to use the Show Hint and sort it out this way. So if I click Show Hint, it says click the File tab to open Backstage View, Save As, Browse, and then type the file name. So here we go. I'm going to click the File tab, then I'm going to click Save As, then I'm going to click the Browse button to open the Save As dialog, and now I'm going to name the file ppw1-1 and click Save. And I've completed the Let Me Try. And then when I click Close, you notice I have a checkbox here, and when I come back to the summary screen by exiting, I can see that I've completed one of the 3 tasks on that particular page. And notice I'm 5% complete for the entire chapter. So I haven't completed the whole page. There were 3 blocks of Show Me, Guide Me, and Let Me Try, and I need to complete all 3 of them in order to gain full credit for that particular page, and so on. So if I come back to that and I scroll down and I go to the one below it, and try that, Let Me Try, open the PP file located in Documents folder. So we'll go ahead and do a File and then Open, and then we will browse to the Documents folder, and there's PP1-1, and now I've completed that Let Me Try. And I get a check mark, and then if I go back to the summary screen, sure enough, now I've completed 2 out of the 3, and I need to come back and do the third one. Obviously, you can do all 3 on the same page, but I'm using this to illustrate how it keeps track of your progress. There's 10% complete, 2 out of 20. And that's basically how it works. When you complete all of the tasks in each of the SIMBooks, you get full credit for it, and you get your 100 for that assignment. Now, I want to come back and point out what I mentioned earlier, that not all of the content on each page in the chapter is supported by a Show Me, Guide Me, and Let Me Try. But you still need to read and be aware of that content, because even if it's not supported by a Let Me Try, that content will still potentially show up in a project assignment or on an exam question. Remember, this is an online textbook. So all of the content matters, and you need to be aware of it, even if it's not part of getting credit for the tasks in a SIMBook assignment. Keep that in mind. All the content matters, and it will show up in other places as you work through the course. This concludes this video on how to complete SIMBook and lesson assignments.